of our attempts have now been foiled by these men. We must retaliate with no mercy. Use the orbital missile.
I have coordinates on the agent's hometown, Mount Isa. Initiate a strike.
The aliens have launched a missile from their ship. It is falling toward Earth in a deorbital burn. From our analysis of its spiraling descent, it looks like it will strike Mount Isa.
When?
Probably sometime in the next week.
What can we do about that?
You need to shoot it down with your missile gun as it nears the ground.
Well, we probably have time. We'll just go see Wallerman Falls and then head to Mount Isa.
You can't just sightsee like this. The world needs saving.
Copy. Jed, we need the missile gun.
The missile gun. Yeah, that's in the Moke.
There is no rest for secret agents, is there? No sooner had we thought we were free, than here we are, now tasked to go back and save Mount Isa, and we need to go via the Moke. We happen to be at Wallerman Falls, so we're just going to take a quick look at these waterfalls while we're here.
We got time.
Look at this view. The tallest single drop waterfall in Australia. That is just enormous. Gorge is just astounding.
It's gorgeous.
We are at the bottom of Wallerman Falls. We went out and had a swim in some of these rock pools at the bottom. Couldn't take the phone out here because it would drown. The rocks are very, very slippery. It probably took us about half an hour to get out to those pools and back, but we had the experience. Now it's time to climb back up to the top. Look at that waterfall. Time to get to that Moke and save Mount Isa. One last view of Wallerman Falls before we leave. That was a good climb back up. We were swimming down in those pools of white water that you can see there, just on the right of the fog. It was much wilder down there than it looks up here. We are coming into our 10th day on the road. We've just woken up at Wallerman Falls. We're heading down the road from Wallerman Falls to Ingham now, about to head down the range. We've had some quite good fog along the way. We are here at the Hinchinbrook Lookout. We've just driven a little bit north of Ingham. It is shrouded in cloud, but it's still a beautiful view over the Hinchinbrook Channel there beyond all those mangrove swamps. Just taking a quick detour on the waterfall circuit before heading to Mareeba. We're just approaching L&J Falls at the moment. Zilly Falls. This is Zilly Falls. It is beautiful. We are here at Milla Falls. We're approaching our 6th visit on this trip to the lovely town of Milla. We're now entering Milla for the 6th time in the last week and a half. We are back in beautiful Mareeba for, I don't know what time this is for this trip.
12?
Something like that. The only town we visited more than Milla on this trip. We're waiting for some words on the Moke. We're not very hopeful, but we'll see what happens. I think we're going to get some lunch now. Jed and I don't really know how to feel. We're very excited and at the same time quite nervous because we hear from RACQ that the mechanics finally managed to track these ball bearings we've been waiting for a week, and they may finally be about to rock up at the mechanics shop, and we could be on the road this afternoon. We're about to head to the mechanics and find out whether that's all hearsay. Well, we've just visited the mechanic. He's got the car up, he's got all the ball bearings finally. The Moke's been in Mariba now for 8.5 days, so we think we may be about to get back on the road again in it. We're just going to go and clean this rental car and then hopefully head round and pack the Moke.
Agents, our analysis is more definite now. It looks like it will strike Mount Isa on Thursday.
We've got plenty of time then. I think we'll go via Cairns to change things up.
That is irresponsible. You guys seem to think you're untouchable.
Once these aliens see us coming in the Moke, they won't know where to run.
Yeah, right. How's that?
We'll come in low out of the rising sun, and about a mile out we'll put on the music.
Music?
Yeah, I use Wagner. Scares the heck out of aliens. My boy Jed loves it.
Feels good to feel the wind on your face again. On the road to Cairns, in the Moke. Who'd have thought it? Made a good push for it, and we made it all the way from Mariba to Ingham tonight. It's about half to midnight. We were going swimmingly, and then the front right suspension gave way, and the front right tyre is now rubbing on the shock absorber. So we've driven back the 16k's to Ingham, and we're just chilling in Ingham for now. We're going to have to wait here until the mechanic opens in the morning. We're sleeping in the car park of the abandoned library. Jed's got his swag out the front of the car, and I'll be sleeping in the passenger seat. So we are here in Ingham. We're sitting outside a mechanic. We spent the night in that library car park that we were talking about last night. Jed slept on the swag in front of his car and discovered that his swag is no longer waterproof, so he got very wet. I, because it was raining, chose to sleep in the front passenger seat of the Moke and discovered that being 6'4" and sleeping in a mini Moke are quite hard to reconcile. But here we are waiting for the mechanic to rock up. We've just had breakfast at McDonald's. We're walking back down the main drag of Ingham towards where we've parked the car outside the mechanic. The road again temporarily. We just had a stop at the mechanic in Ingham. upper ball joint for us, but that's not the problem. It looks like the knuckle that connects the upper control arm is busted. So we're attempting to drive slowly to Townsville at the moment. We can smell the rubber. Been here at the side of the road doing some repair jobs for about the last hour or so. We've changed the shocks around to see if that does anything. Didn't do anything. And now Jed's had the absolutely genius idea of putting the wheel on inside out, because theoretically that'll give us more clearance here between the top of the wheel and the shock. Let's see what happens. Now is when we find out whether Jed's ideas work. Wheels on inside out now. There's a lot more room in here, but is it going to rub on the flare? Not much room in there, is there? More room back there though. It didn't work. That's the Moke sitting there all full on. We're going to need to get it towed. Well, the Moke's shoes are back on the right way around now. Everything's just getting packed away. We're waiting for this RACQ fella to rock up. Unfortunately, this may be the last time on this trip that you see this Moke on the road. But we've got the missile gun from it, and we'll take that to Mount Isa. This little gem that Jed has found. We're now in rainy Townsville. The tow truck driver has just dropped us off at the RACQ mechanics place. And we're right now trying to figure out where we're going to spend the night. So we are in Townsville. We've got a motel that we're staying in for the night. The plans have finally been sorted out. The Moke is unfortunately sitting in the RACQ mechanics shed where it's going to stay for the time being. We're going to be making our journey back to Mount Isa mokeless. We're in fact going to be taking the night bus to Mount Isa tomorrow night. Here at the motel, we're just going down to get some dinner. Alright, the boys are back. It is now our 12th day on the road. We had a bit of a sleep in at the motel this morning because there's nothing that can get us to Mount Isa to save the world any faster at this point. We simply have to wait for the bus tonight.
All that talk, and now our boys are stuck in Townsville. I don't know if they'll make it out on time.
Jed and I have just done some shopping, and we're walking back to the motel right now. Jed's had his haircut, so he looks like a new man. He shaved this morning as well, shaved off that cheap one 12-day growth.
Yep.
I've still got mine going, I'll get rid of it tomorrow when I get back. We are on the strand in Townsville. We've got a beautiful view of the water and the boats and making there behind us and these lovely big old banyan here. Just ordered fish and chips here at the little fish and chip shop on the strand. We're sitting on one of the tables that they've got here at the moment. All the tables are just bolted to the ground and the seats and the tabletop are all attached together, just pivoting on this one bolt, which means that I can bounce Jed. And I'll just give you a quick sneak preview of that missile gun we'll be using in the morning. That's it right there. We've just finished our fish and chips. Time to catch this bus. We've stopped in Hewenden for a quick 40-minute meal stop. Got a Chico roll. Just a Mars bar. It's 2:20. We've just stopped in Julia Creek for a quick bathroom break. I think Jed's still sleeping on the bus. I'm about to get back on the bus.
The missile is coming in sooner than expected. They're still on the bus. but if they got out now, they might be able to shoot it down. I can't get through to them. They must both be asleep.